Hello students, in this session of chapter number 6, that is biomolecules, we are going to learn regarding the third type of biomolecule, that is proteins. Now the term protein was first proposed by the scientist called as Berzelius in the year 1830. Now you know that proteins are essential for animals for their growth and development. So proteins are large molecules, or they are called as macromolecules, consisting of number of amino acid molecules linked with each other with the help of a bond called as peptide bond. So proteins are essential for different purposes. That means they are present in all cells, then they form different structures, as well as they carry the process of repairing of cells or different types of tissues in the body, then they increase the muscle mass of the body. Hence proteins are essential for proper growth and development in animals. Then proteins are large molecules, or they are called as macromolecules, containing number of amino acid units or molecules, and these amino acid units or molecules are linked with each other with the help of a bond called as peptide bond. And about there are 100 to 3000 amino acid in a polypeptide chain. So when these amino acids come together, or they form a chain with the help of peptide bond, and it is called as polypeptide chain. Then proteins are having high molecular weight. Similarly, the amino acid linked together by peptide bonds are joining carboxyl group of one amino acid residue to amino acid group of another residue. So the amino acid groups are joined with each other with the help of peptide bonds, and these peptide bonds are linked with the carboxyl group of one amino acid residue to another group of amino acid residue, and they form a structure called as protein. Then one or more polypeptide chains form proteins. Now you know that proteins are made by joining amino acid molecules to each other with the help of peptide bond, and protein consists of one or more polypeptide chain. So it may contain, or a particular protein may contain only one polypeptide chain, or another type of protein may contain more than one polypeptide chain. So proteins are large molecules made up of amino acid units. There are about 20 different amino acids found in living organisms, and these 20 different amino acids form different types of proteins in living organisms. Similarly, proteins show different types of structures. The first one is primary structure. Now the primary structure is formed by the linear sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide chain. Now you know that polypeptide chain means number of amino acid molecules are joined to each other with the help of peptide bond, and this chain is called as polypeptide chain, or it is also termed as protein. So in primary structure, the amino acid molecules are linked with each other and they form a linear or straight chain. So such structure is called as primary structure. Then secondary structure. Now secondary structure shows two forms, spiral helix and pleated sheets. Now spiral helix is observed in the protein of the hair. Now in spiral helix, the amino acid molecules are arranged spirally. Here we can see the spiral helix, or here we can see the spiral helix. So this arrangement of amino acid is in spiral manner, and the spiral structure of the amino acid molecules or polypeptide chain is maintained with the help of hydrogen bonds. So hydrogen bonds maintain the spiral helix nature of the polypeptide chain, and the spiral configuration may be alpha helix or beta helix. Then secondary structures also show formation of pleated sheets. An example of it is silk fibers. Here we can see pleated sheets. So number of polypeptide chains come together to form a sheet like structure, and such sheet like structure is called as pleated sheet, and these polypeptide chains are held together with the help of hydrogen bonds. Then some proteins form tertiary structure. Now in tertiary structure, the peptide chains are much twisted and folded due to the presence of disulfide bonds. So they are much twisted, or the polypeptide chains are much twisted and folded, and they are twisted and folded due to disulfide bonds. And the example of it is enzymes. Then you know that enzymes are the substances which help in different processes occurring in plants as well as animals. Then all enzymes are proteins, but all proteins are not enzymes. Then some proteins form quaternary structure. Now quaternary structures are formed by many folded protein subunits. That means many folded protein subunits come together and they form a structure called as quaternary structure. An example of quaternary structure protein is hemoglobin. You know that hemoglobin is present in blood. So quaternary structures are observed in hemoglobin. Then proteins are amphoteric in nature. That means the amino acid molecules contain acidic group as well as basic groups. Hence their nature is amphoteric. Then proteins may be basic proteins or acidic proteins. Now basic proteins consist of basic amino acid like lysine and arginine, and they behave or act as base when the pH is 7.4. Then example of basic proteins is histones of nucleoproteins. Now nucleoproteins means these are present inside the nucleus of the cell, and the histones are the nucleoproteins. So these histones are called as basic proteins. Then acidic proteins. Now acidic proteins behave like acids, hence they are called as acidic proteins. An example of it is blood proteins. So here we have seen the different characteristics of proteins. Now we will learn regarding the three types of proteins. The first type is simple proteins, second is conjugated proteins, and third one is derived proteins. So first we are going to see about simple proteins. Now simple proteins on hydrolysis yield amino acids. So you know that proteins are made up of amino acid molecules linked with each other by peptide bond and form a polypeptide chain. This polypeptide chain is called as protein. So simple proteins on hydrolysis gives amino acids. Then they are soluble in different solvents as well as they are soluble in solvents like water. Then example of simple proteins are histones and albumins. Now histones are non-coagulated by heat. Then histones are the proteins present inside the nucleus of the cell. Then albumins. Now albumins are found in substances like egg. Then they are found in pulses. So albumins are the types of simple proteins which are coagulated by heat. That means they become much thicker or viscous when they are heated. So here we have seen the first type of protein, that is simple protein. Then the second type of protein is called as conjugated proteins. Now conjugated protein means these contain simple protein which are united with a non-protein substance or non-proteinaceous group, and that group is called as prosthetic group. So conjugated protein means it contain protein and additional non-proteinaceous group, or it is called as prosthetic group. Now example, hemoglobin. Now hemoglobin, you know that it is present in the blood. Hemoglobin consists of a protein called as globin and plus it contains heme, a prosthetic group or non-protein group. Hence the proteins are called as conjugated proteins. Then another example is lipoproteins. Now lipoproteins contain lipid plus protein complexes. So lipoproteins contain proteins and non-protein group, that is lipid. Hence they are called as lipoproteins. Now lipoproteins are found in the brain, then they are found in plasma membrane, as well as they are also found in milk. Then the third type of protein is called as derived proteins. Now derived proteins means they are obtained. So derived proteins are produced from the proteins on hydrolysis. Hence they are called as derived protein. An example of it is peptones and metaproteins. So here we have seen regarding proteins. Then we have studied the characters of protein. Then we have also studied the three types of protein, which were, the first one was simple protein, then conjugated protein and derived protein.